The Week 6 Bills-Chiefs matchup did not disappoint. Buffalo came away with a 24-21 victory after Dawson Knox scored the go-ahead touchdown and Taron Johnson sealed the game with an interception. In this video, we're going to go chronologically, breaking down all of the most important plays. The first play that we're going to look at is the second play of the game. Kansas City's in cover 2 and the Bills are running a concept called spear. Isaiah Hodgins goes in jet motion and then you get 2 deep overs from the right and 1 from the left. The over routes occupy Nick Bolton and Jalen Watson, and the flat route draws over Leo Chanel, and so the Bills have 4 routes against 3 defenders and Gabe Davis is wide open. Next play, Mecole Hardman goes in return motion. Taron Johnson mirrors him, which is a man coverage indicator. The Chiefs run a scissors concept. Hardman eats up all this cushion and Taron Johnson can't keep up with him after he's late turning his hips. Later in this drive, the Chiefs get what looks like a good matchup for them. They've got Travis Kelce on the outside, matched up against Dane Jackson. The Bills are in single high, so this deep safety isn't going to be able to impact a route down the sideline. Mahomes gives him a jump ball, and Kelce does a good job adjusting to it, but this is an outstanding play by Dane Jackson to save a touchdown. He can't get his hips turned around to play the ball in the air, but he does a good job disrupting the catch as Kelce's falling to the ground. Next play, Kansas City's running cover 3. This is a great play-action scissors concept from Buffalo. Gabe Davis releases vertically, so L'Jarius Sneed is playing him with outside leverage, but he needs to recognize this corner route from Stephon Diggs a lot more quickly and pass off the post to the deep safety. You can see he carries Gabe Davis's route for a little bit too long, and it opens up an easy catch for Diggs. Josh Allen is pretty much the ideal quarterback for short yardage situations. Right here, it's 3rd and 1. The Bills fake counter to the right, and Josh Allen keeps it and effortlessly outruns George Karlaftis. Andy Reid's signature screen is called a Casper door screen, where you've got play action from under center in one direction, and then this wide receiver motions back across. So right here, the Chiefs are faking the Casper door screen. Matt Milano gets caught covering no one, and Travis Kelce slips behind him. I highlighted Greg Rousseau in my top 10 breakout players video, which you should definitely check out. This is a great job of keeping his eyes up and reading the play as he's getting into his pass rush. He recognizes the screen, identifies the cut block, he gets his hands on the shoulders and then uses that to propel himself backwards and stay upright, and then he shoots his hands up and almost gets an interception. I don't think the Chiefs are as vulnerable on the offensive line as they were in 2020, but in this game you saw what can happen when they go up against an elite pass rush. Even when you give Andrew Wiley chip help, Von Miller identifies it and immediately gets into a swim move. So 2 takeaways that I had from this game are: number 1, the Bills got exactly what they paid for with Von Miller, and number 2, offensive tackle could be a problem for the Chiefs in the playoffs. This is an incredible throw by Josh Allen on 3rd and 13, backed up in his own end zone. Tries to roll out and then he steps up into the pocket to avoid the pressure, and then off of a compressed throwing motion, he's able to zip it into Gabe Davis. Most quarterbacks that try to attempt a throw like this, the ball's going to die on them at about the 12-yard line, and this game was just one play after another of elite arm talent on display. Later in the drive, Kansas City's playing cover 2 robber, so you get post-snap safety rotation on the boundary, and anytime you've got a DB rotating back into coverage, they're going to be aggressive getting depth like Justin Reid is right here. The Bills already had a smash concept dialed up on the left side, and Josh Allen could actually be a little bit earlier with this, but Stephon Diggs still makes the catch. The Bills didn't have many question marks heading into the season, but one of them was, can Gabe Davis emerge as a legitimate wide receiver 2? And I think the better question at this point is, can Gabe Davis emerge as a wide receiver 1? Because through the first 6 weeks, he's been one of the best deep threats in the NFL. Sky Moore has kind of had a rough start to his rookie season, but this is great to see if you're a Chiefs fan. 3rd and 11, you get what looks like double option routes from Travis Kelce and Sky Moore. Dane Jackson's playing catch coverage, which means he's a few yards off the line of scrimmage, and he's just waiting for the receiver to close this gap, and then he makes contact within the 5-yard window. Sky Moore releases inside. Great job dipping this shoulder so that he gives Dane Jackson a smaller target to punch. But the Bills are playing cover 1 cross, which is a very common coverage against offenses like the Chiefs that like to involve the number 3 receiver on 3rd down. It's just man coverage across the board with this backside safety bracketing the route from the number 3. So if the Bills were playing 2-man and Jordan Poyer was back in the deep half, Sky Moore could break this route inside and he'd probably have a touchdown. But with Poyer playing robber safety, he breaks outside. Great job by Mahomes to maneuver the pocket, and then perfect ball placement. One thing I really like about Buffalo's offense is that they have so many ways to beat cover 2. Ultimately, if you're attacking the sidelines against cover 2, you're trying to create a high-low on this flat defender Right here, they run a fake screen to Isaiah McKenzie into a slot fade to Dawson Knox. And Stephon Diggs' route on this play is actually really important. Juan Thornhill is pretty close to the sideline pre-snap, and so from this alignment, he's going to be able to shut down a slot fade. So it's important that even though Stephon Diggs is only running a hitch, he needs to sell a seam route with these first few steps to influence Juan Thornhill towards the hashes and create space for Dawson Knox. And then Josh Allen just keeps his eyes on Isaiah McKenzie for as long as his protection will hold up, gets Jalen Watson to sit on the screen, and then rifles in a hole shot. I'm not a fan of this play call by Steve Spagnuolo. It's 2nd and 5, the Chiefs rush 6 and play man coverage behind it. And the idea behind this play call is that Josh Allen sees 2 blitzers from the left, throws towards the pressure on a quick slant or an inbreaker, and then you've got Darius Harris replacing them in coverage. But there's no reason to have Joshua Williams one-on-one with Stephon Diggs with no safety help. Knowing that he got beat on a go route from the red zone earlier in the game, you just have to know that when Josh Allen sees a blitz, man coverage, and this backside safety cheating over to the passing strength, he's taking Stephon Diggs one-on-one versus a rookie 10 times out of 10. So I'm not a fan of blitzing Josh Allen in general. I'm especially not a fan of sending a pressure from the left, which if it hits is going to force him to roll out to his right where he's most comfortable. And I just don't know how you justify gifting the Bills offense mismatches like this. In the Chiefs video I did from a few weeks ago, I talked about how Patrick Mahomes being comfortable throwing the ball at any point in the play just creates so many impossible decisions for defenders in the red zone especially. You see it right here, he sidesteps the pressure from Ed Oliver. At this point in the play, it's just scramble drill, and he's got Mecole Hardman coming open across the middle, but he kind of slows down his route for whatever reason. But you can see DeMar Hamlin has spy responsibility, and when Patrick Mahomes starts to step up in the pocket, that creates just enough open space. And then the most important part of this throw is the velocity to get it in there before Kaiir Elam's able to break up the pass. This is just quarterback play that's so good you can't even use it as teach tape, because 99% of quarterbacks are not going to be able to replicate what Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen are doing. Next play, the Bills have 3rd and 2. Kansas City's running a zero blitz. Stephon Diggs motions to the boundary and Joshua Williams follows him. So with Justin Reid blitzing, you've got 2 defenders covering 2 routes. And at this point, he doesn't know how Diggs and Knox are going to release. So he walls off both routes to the inside. But then when Diggs breaks out, Williams needs to take him in man coverage and let Bush cover the corner route. Game-winning drive for the Bills, 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line. This is one of my favorite play calls of the season. They're running quarterback pin pull out of empty, and watch how they create a numbers advantage on the outside. So the jet motion takes Nick Bolton out of the play. Dawson Knox lets the in man get upfield, and then he pins, and then David Quessenberry pulls, and Mitch Morse climbs to the 2nd level. So by the time Josh Allen's out of the pocket, he's got open grass and every blocker accounted for. He gives a little juke inside, breaks L'Jarius Sneed's ankles. Actually a nice job by Justin Reid to wrap around and evade the block, but then just an amazing hurdle by Josh Allen. Combining the play design and the individual play by Josh Allen to string these moves together, this is one of my favorite plays of the season so far. And then final play, game-winning touchdown from Josh Allen to Dawson Knox. This is a great throw and an even better catch. This time the Chiefs double Stephon Diggs, but he just runs a flat route and Deion Bush ends up being a wasted defender. It looks like Justin Reid was expecting to have help over the top, but Dawson Knox is able to stack him essentially on the goal line, so he has a ton of space in every direction. Great job preserving space from the sideline and then bending back to the ball at the last second. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and leave a like. We've got a lot of content on this channel covering the Bills, Chiefs, and the entire NFL, so check out some of our other videos if you're interested.